Okay, here we are. We're talking about Norouz. It's traditional Persian New Year. Uh, it's a few different variation of pronouncing this name, Norouz, but most of these pronunciation from different provinces in Iran, they all have the same meaning, which is literally means new day. In the Nowruz, we basically celebrate the beginning of a warm year, which traditionally was a planting and farming uh, year, which is spring and summer. Uh, how it started? It's with the first day of a spring, which we call it here. We have the vernal equinox. We call it Sal Tahbil, which means exact time of basically Earth changing and getting into a different position. Not its on its axle, because it always remains the same, but because it's switching and it's coming in a way that it gets more shine from sun. It produces warm seasons. We really don't know how far the tradition goes. There are different calendars in Iran, but the typical one, it's 2000. We're celebrating 2568 year this year. But there are calendars that are designed by Mithraists before Zoroastrian in Iran, and they go dated back to 7800, around that. And give and take, we have settlements in central part of Iran that are about 10 to 8,000 years old. So we can kind of consider this could be one of the oldest traditions in that area. Now it's worldwide celebrated by Zoroastrians, Baha'is, some Muslims, and Persians. And in central part of Middle East, it's basically the celebration of the New Year. If we travel through central part of Iran, especially near the province of Shiraz, well, the city of Shiraz, the province called Fars, we get to see this old ancient building. It's about 2500 year old. Like, this is BC, before Christ. And we get to see the carvings on a stone that would symbolize what it is, the celebration of Norouz, which is basically the symbol of earth and sun, and this constant rejuvenation in the seasons. Most of the old traditional tribes celebrate their life based on this, the position of the stars and where the earth is and the sunshine. So looking at the carvings, you see the, when there is a bull fighting with the lion. The bull is symbolizing earth, and the lion is personifying the sun, and this constant eternal fight. Norouz It's now has this 13 days festival. It starts with what we call Khane Tekani, which is literally means cleaning up your house. Very custom even in northern side of hemisphere. We clean up for spring, and everybody come together. Most of family members, and they clean their own house. And the festival, this 13 days, starts with the first day after Salat Tahvil. People dress up and they go visit their elders, and you always start with visiting your older person in your family, and this chain continues, and you go visit your grandfather or grandmothers, and then your father and mother, and it goes on. About 4 weeks to 6 weeks prior to festival starts, we put together a table in a celebration of Norouz, and we call it Hafsin. Hafsin, basically, it's 7 elements that they all start with the letter Sin in Farsi language, or S in English. And every single one of these elements personify or symbolizing something. Well, of course, we start planting greens. It could be barley, wheat, or some people plant lentil, and it's believed to be symbolizing rebirth. We have products that we get from wheat germ, and we call it samanu. It could be used as a side dish. It's sweet and sour, and it's symbolizing affluence. We have senjet, this amazing fruit which is very medicinal. It's good for rheumatism or any joint problems, and it's symbolizing love. It's because of the tree and the looks of the tree, and it's from the olive basically plants or vegetations, but the fruit it tastes a little bit different than olive. It's actually a little bit sweet. We definitely must have garlic on our table. Garlic has so many different medicinal properties, and it's always been on the tables traditionally. It's also believed to kind of get rid of evil eye, or if you have any evil spirit roaming around your property or in your house. We have apples, or we call it seep, and it's symbolizing beauty and health in old Persian traditional poetries and all the write-up or all the stories. Apple is a very important symbol, and also it's surfacing out in so many different versions of stories about Adam and Eve. Sumac, it's another products that we have on our Hafsin table, and it's because of its color, and it also again because of its medicinal remedies. One more thing I have to mention: most of these 7 scenes, they all have medicinal remedies. So not only they are good to put it out on your table, they look good, they also had something to offer to the family. Sumac is symbolizing sunrise, and it kind of looks like sun when you put it on the table. We have a vinegar, or we call it sirke. Sometimes it could be wine. It's believed to be in the old time maybe used wine more than vinegar.